माधवा कुंज विहारी। गोपी जन गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जय विष्णुपाद परमराज कचरी स्तोत्र सिद्ध। His divine grace अभय चरणाम रविंद्र भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। विष्णुपाद परमराज कचरी स्तोत्र सिद्ध। His divine grace श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। All glories to someone devotees. All glories to someone devotees. All glories, always, Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Shri Prabhupada की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ज्ञानन्दमदन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् विष्णुवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चना गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर सरस्वती गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं ब्रह्मं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात् वन्दे श्रीगुरुनतारणं परमानन्दमाधव श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी भगवान प्रचारणे विशेष पश्चात् we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 10, text 10, chapter entitled Dhruva Maharaj Fight with the Akshas. Te pichamam amrishyanta padasparsam ivoraga Sarirai avidhyan yugapad Digunam prachikirshavaha Te pichamam amrishyantaha Padasparsam ivoraga Sarira avidhyan yugapad Digunam prachikirshavaha
Devi Chamu Mamam Shrayantah Padasparshami Voragha Padasparshami Voragha Sharira Vidhyan Yugapad Vigunam Prachikirshavaha
Devi Chamu Amrutashyataha Padasparsham Ivoragaha Sharira Avidhyan Yugapad Vigunam Prachikirshavaha
Devi Jamu Amrishantaha Madhasparsham Ivoragaha Shared Avidyan Yugapad Vigunam Pratikirshavaha
Te the Akshas Api also Cha and Amum at Dhruva Amrishyantaha being intolerant of Padasparsham being touched by the feet Iva like Uragaha serpents Sarirahi with arrows Avidyan struck Yugapad simultaneously Dvigunam twice as much Prachikirshavaha trying to retaliate. Translation just like serpents who cannot tolerate being trampled upon by anyone's feet, the Yakshas being intolerant of the wonderful prowess of Dhruva Maharaj, threw twice as many arrows, 6 from each of their soldiers. And thus they valiantly exhibited their prowess. ततः परिगनिष्ठिं सै प्राससूला परस्वधै शक्तिर्रिष्टिभिर्भूषुण्डभिः Bhusundibis, Chitra Bhajay, Sarirapi, Abhya Varshan, Prakupita, Saratham Sarathim, Ichantastat, Pratikartum, Ayutanam Trayodasa. The Yaksha soldiers were 130,000 strong, all greatly angry and all desiring to defeat the wonderful activities of Dhruva Maharaj. With full strength, they showered upon Maharaj Dhruva, along with his chariot and charioteer, various types of feathered arrows, parigas, iron bludgeons, nishtrimses, swords, prasasulas, tridents, parasvadas, lances, shaktis, pikes, rishtis, spears, and Bhushundi weapons. Avtanapadi tha Sastravarshena Burina Na Eva Drishyata Channa Asarena Yathagiri. Translation based on this Bhaktan Sanshloka Valkicha. Dhruva Maharaj was completely covered by an incessant shower of weapons, just as a mountain is covered by incessant rainfall. Purport based on this Bhaktan Sanshloka Valkicha. Still Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out in this connection that although Dhruva Maharaj was covered by the incessant arrows of the enemy, this does not mean that he succumbed in the battle. The example of a mountain peaks being covered by incessant rain is just suitable. For when a mountain is covered by incessant rain, all the dirty things are washed from the body of the mountain. Similarly, the incessant shower of arrows from the enemy gave Dhruva Maharaj new vigor to defeat them. In other words, whatever incompetence he might have had was washed away. I neither have any qualification nor do I have any realization. I practically seek blessings from all of you, so that trying to be your humble servant, I can speak whatever I heard in the past. So, very actually now, Krishna is called a Mogha Leela. Krishna's devotees are also like that. You know, Uttam was killed, his step brother. So Maharaj Dhruva was very upset, became very angry, and he wanted to correct the assailants. He really wanted to punish the wrongdoers. So what he did? So I think there is immediately became was so upset by the consequences. So there was no plan here. He went and he realized, so my brother was killed, so let me punish them. He went. So devotee can do that. Dasharad means he can fight with the 10 rathis. Maharathi means 6, 7. He can fight with 6 chairs, 6, 7 chairs. How many? I don't know. Maharathi, I don't know. So Athirathi, Maharathi, Ardharathi. So these are the different types of warriors actually. Do you know?
10,000.
Which one? Really? Okay. Jayananda Garam Prabhu is telling 10 Maharathi can fight with 10,000 warriors. Athirathi. But here, I don't think we have seen anywhere one person fighting with 130,000 people. That's really great. Actually, I really prayed the verse should be this, but unfortunately, that verse is coming next week. It's an amazing verse actually. How Yakshas create illusion. And the power of the Harinam is again given there. So, anyway, that's not the verse we are talking about. So, 130,000 people. So, if you want to punish them, actually, when I was reading his word, he did not estimate or what I thought. But of course, he has attended, anytime we talk about Prabhupada, Prabhupada is pure devotee, what is the problem for him? Like that we say, right? No, but Prabhupada also, one time one devotee told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you cannot do it, Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you're discouraging me. So not that, Prabhupada is like a robot, you press enter and, everything, no. Yes. Living entity is sentient, conscious. Means, is it possible or not possible? So Dhruva Maharaj felt, it's possible for him. Amazing. 130,000 people, each soldier was throwing 6 arrows at a time. 13-7 is 78. 780,000 arrows Dhruva Maharaj was covered by. Now you tell me. And that to these people, they have all mystic powers. Nothing happened to Dhruva Maharaj, like cinema hero.
Incessantly coming.
Instantly coming. No, there's a lances, parigas, and all these things.
There's 720 volumes. Because I think it gives us one Rattan, this can find 5,000 volumes. Therefore, you have to multiply and find out. So it's 720,000 volumes.
What?
Mahal.
Really?
That's what it says. Because they fight with like 20 Akira kings or something, and then you'll be happy. So,
No. How many
warriors,
rathis?
720,000.
No, I don't think so.
That's what I don't know. It's like calculation. Rathi says 5,000 soldiers.
So one Rathi is 5,000.
One Rathi is 5,000 soldiers.
5,000 soldiers. What about the opponent is also a rathi?
So 720 divided by 5,000 will be that number of Rathis we can find.
So, so he was covered by 780,000 arrows. Still nothing happened to him. That is Krishna's grace. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma saswachanta gacchati kaunteya pradyanahi ramaya bhaktya pranashyate. Boldly declare Arjuna, my devotee will never perish. I protect what he has and I give what he lacks. So boldly declare Arjuna, my devotee will never perish. And so, rather than becoming anything, one should become a pure devotee. One should try to become a pure devotee. To see what is that? Krishna is Uttama Shloka. His activities are amazing. His devotees' activities are also amazing. And very important thing is serpents who cannot tolerate being trampled upon by anyone's feet, the Akshas, being intolerant to the wonderful promise of Dhruva, threw twice as many arrows. Envy and ego. What defends us is actually ego. How can you say this? How can you tell like this? One liner. It happens at homes. It happens in the temples. It happens everywhere. Burjana Prabhu writes in this, in his, in the book 9 Keys of Holy Name. We always say mind. Mind is only the front face of the front face. The actual person who gives trouble is false ego. Controller. We are all controllers. Honestly speaking, majority of problems, 99.9% of the problems is because of the problems are triggered by envy or false ego. Even false envy is also one of the manifestations of false ego. So, which is because it's very subtle, we cannot even detect. One time I heard, of course, false ego is beyond the level of intelligence. Whatever troubles mind gives, intelligence can detect it. But false ego mind cannot intelligence cannot detect why it's higher. Many times I thought why they're very the way they're fighting is very uncommon, inhuman. Then it's because you did this to me. Why is there for ego, false ego? Only to tell you're right. I don't know how many of you have seen just step on the tail of a snake. Or anyone happen to see? Good. No, Mm. No, it'll keep on coming. Snake represents envy actually. The moment immediately the snake will bite. Out of 8.4 million living entities, only two species are envious. One is snake, second is human. Scorpions also they have they have poison. Pralamara says sarpa vrishchika sarpa hatya. That verse is there by 7th canto. So envy. Nobody should tell one word to us. Nobody should tell. The moment they say that, sometimes we pacify that both the parties chala chala, and this one party goes back and he meditates. How can he say this to me? And he comes back. I don't know anyone has seen this. They'll come back again. Hey, how can you say this? Prabhu, already patched up, right? No, how can I say? So what defends our existence is actually false ego. So we have an opinion about us. I am this, I am this, I am this. These are all designations. And who protects these designations is false ego. Even one word, nobody should say that. I've seen you cultivate somebody for 10, 15 years. 15 years later, you say one word, done. I was doing a seminar, stress management seminar in a company. Maybe 100 people were there, employees. And they asked me, how do you handle the quarrel of community members? I said, why are you asking this question? Anything goes wrong, you can just lay them off. You can fire them. No, it is not that much easy in the office also. I was really shocked. And up to that point, I thought only temples are difficult. Temples cannot handle. Then I realized probably we handle better than them. That's why goal of human life is to somehow elevate the consciousness to sattva, where the ego, all mind senses they're pulling you down, but you said, wait. Situation is tense but under control. So somebody is giving you trouble, just go and offer obeisances, please forgive me. Even if you're right or wrong. Or that satisfy that person, opposite person's ego so much. He'll forgive you, but he'll tell 100 people, I have forgiven. And because you're not speaking anything about it, you'll make so much progress. That's why material world means one should not, this is my realization after so many decades, so many years, not say decades, sorry. We should never identify our spiritual progress with externals. What people appreciate you, glorify you is not what you are. What Paramatma thinks about you is what you are. But we have some idea, of course. What you have, if you have a genuine opinion about ourselves, that's what we are. At least we'll know ourselves 90%, 10% we may not know also. You know, if somebody immediately responds, it's Rajoguna. Somebody makes decisions without thinking of the consequence, Rajoguna. And if somebody works in Rajagun, they always get mixed results. You know why I'm telling this? Experience, personal experience. You get 50-50, something you like, you work very hard, 50%, okay, you'll get good result. 50% will come that is unwanted by you, actually. So best thing is sattva. Well, what is the best way to be present in sattva? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Serve the devotees by following their instructions. Serve Bhagavatam by reading it daily. You know. So when that is one point. And so why is false ego very active? The strong desire to enjoy independence of Krishna. I still have the strong desire to enjoy independence of Krishna. You know? So I don't know who put it. I went to travel and came back. And there's a book in my shelf. It's open, not like this, but it we put all the titles, right? But somebody put it like this, put the book like this. Maybe they wanted me to read the title. False ego is a deadly enemy for the spiritual leader. That's the title, Bhakti Tirtha Swami. Beggar 4. Huh? Okay, Shyam Kishore is reading and he wanted me to. At least, even if you don't read the title every day. What is the false ego is that? No, false ego is the formidable enemy for a spiritual leader. I'm not leader anything, but at least I'm saffron, right? So it's very difficult to give up upadhis. Upadhis means designations. It keeps on telling you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this. We think it is confidence. Actually, if it is giving you confidence, that's good. But if it is boosting false ego, that's not good. That's okay. If we are unable to make decisions, when seniors tell us, we should withdraw. Chodo. Or Krishna has given intelligence to withdraw, that is best. Ritik Movement, they have a website targeting practically every guru and every senior devotee in ISKCON. You want to know the beauty? Not even one person responded from ISKCON side. Not even one person. No defense, no offense, nothing. They behaved as though that thing doesn't exist. Amazing. You know? And then in this connection, I'll tell you one line I heard, I loved it. Then you'll ask why there is no reaction for Vaishnava. When Krishna is delaying the rejection, it means Krishna is very unhappy with you. When Krishna is delaying the reaction, it means Krishna is very unhappy with you. Reaction has to come. That is what I learnt in this much, in this many years. Sometimes for words actually I saw. But so much target. I heard in another lecture. Krishna is, sometimes people think they are very aggressive, nothing is happening. Oh, they think they are right. That's how Maya works actually. And they do more things, more wrong things. All put together, this course is settled at the end of the life. We should not do Vaishnava actually. Shouldn't criticize, we shouldn't offend devotees. And what is actually the only medicines for false ego is, humility. Theory is very easy, bro. I'm honest with you. I also learned that. It's very difficult. It's very easy to give a class when somebody is listening. Very difficult to apply. Very difficult means, false ego is so subtle. Maybe it's very easy for me to offer to obeisance to every one of you like this, falling into your lotus feet. But can I do that every day? No. Somewhere it says, oh, you are this, you're a temple president. What? Haldar Maharaj gave a nice class in New York. I was impressed. Only two things are permanent in this world. In ISKCON, only two things are. He didn't say world. He said ISKCON, two things are permanent. What is that? Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada is the founder actually of ISKCON. Rest every position is very permanent. So actually the best solution for ego is false ego is I am your servant. One day one hunter, he picked up an arrow and he targeted to kill a rabbit. This rabbit is so beautiful. Suddenly what happened? Something fell from top, and so he lost that thing, and he did like, because something fell on his eyebrows. Immediately he gave up the idea of killing it, and he was applying, maybe something fell in the eyes. That rabbit came and took shelter at his feet, started going around his feet, and put a rabbit's head at the feet of this hunter. Can this hunter kill? Hunter could not kill. So likewise, break the ice. When you have a problem with somebody, just go and talk to them. And open, break it at straight. What is the wrong thing I did? So recently, I don't know where, some seminar, very recently. Who is the friend? The person who tells you, hey, I'm upset with you, I'll not talk to you. Now after the 4 days, he'll come back and say, I'm still angry with you. That's a true friend actually. I'm still angry with you. I don't want to talk to you. And he comes and tells again and again. So coming back to today's purport, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is telling, actually now 780,000 arrows. Some must be poisonous, they must have poisonous heads also. But nothing happened to Maharaj Dhruva. That is the beauty. That is how Krishna protects. Boldly declare, Arjuna, my devotee will never perish. I protect what he has and I give what he lacks. Ananyaschintayamritomam yejana paryupasate tesham nityavayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. I personally take care of them. What they don't have, I give them. What they have, I protect. That is Krishna. Amazing. Practically, every one of us, we have our own experiences of Krishna's protection. Yesterday, Param Prabhu was here actually. I was one day before Radha Kunju, I was praying. That time temple, it has not manifested yet. We used to live that time in that temple. I was praying before Jagannath Vishtrumai. Suddenly somebody came and embraced me from behind. I said, who is this? And I turned back. It's Param Prabhu. Kumar Prabhu's relative actually. He's also doing full time and he lives in Chicago. And he said, Prabhuji, once in a week I go to book distribution only one time or 2 times. One guy said, I've been watching you. You are so sincere in doing book distribution. Take this $50,000 van, and he gave me free of cost. Is it real? So whenever we meet devotees in Yurnan with whom I used to work, we would talk just only one thing, how Krishna, though we are very insincere, how Krishna took care of us, So that's why one should not be lazy. One should diligently work for Krishna without expecting anything. If you ask, Krishna will give you that only. If you don't ask, Krishna will give you 10 times more than what you desire. He'll 10 times more than what you want to ask. Pass what you deserve. So, uh, so Dhruva had an estimate. He knew he was getting ready. He was going for battle, but they were huge in number. They would live in actually, little higher than Himalayas, Alakapuri, the Kubera's abode, which is next to Kailash actually. He's good. Kubera is good friends with Lord Shiva actually. So Prabhupada writes Tibet, today's Tibet, like I think little raised. That's where, maybe even further up. So anyway, they were shooting arrows, and Vishnu Chakras Thakur is telling Maharaj Dhruva was not affected, He was not succumbed, that's the word, succumbed to the battle. He didn't give it up. And the analogy was given, mountain analogy. An incessant rain, when a mountain is covered by incessant rain, the mountain becomes purified. Sometimes we actually know what really everyone is scared of in this world is the pain. How many of you agree? We are scared of pain. Why we are scared of problems? Problems bring pain to us. Pain to our heart, pain, physical, mental, emotional, that we try to avoid. Pain is the one that runs the show. So, and of course, fear, pain and fear. But if we take it in a proper perspective, failures, they purify us. A person who wants to learn from failure, failure is a very good medicine. Failure builds character. But if you don't want to learn from the failure brings depression, frustration. But in the failure, we learn what we should not do. And if we consciously do not repeat the situation, that failure is actually success. Honestly speaking, we learn a lot from failure. If you see entire Dhruva Maharaj episode, if you see his entire life, you see only stepmother's scornful words, death of and this Yaksha fight, and going back to Godhead. Other than that, nothing is there. Dhruva Maharaj episode, if you see what are the very powerful things, of course, he got married and gave birth to children. Very touching points of Dhruva Maharaj thing is what has awakened his determination is his stepmother's painful words. If that thing had not happened, we would not have heard about Dhruva Maharaj at all. Yes or no? But doesn't mean we should invite problems. Recently Gaurav was telling in lecture, Kunti prayer, she said, that is Kunti's prayer, not my prayer. Because Vipadat Santata Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru, Bhodo Darshanam Yashad Abnar Bho Darshanam. Kunti had the realization, when I chant the holy name, I see Krishna. And she is able to reach that platform of selflessly and helplessly, not selflessly, helplessly calling Krishna. She's able to do that. And she could feel Krishna's presence. When she could feel Krishna's presence, she's free from the problem. Because problems are caused by mind. So all most of them is a mental mindset. Yes or no? So, but then when the problem comes, immediately Kunti, hey, Krishna, hey, Govinda. Then Krishna is there. Then hairs will be standing on hand, the tears will be pouring from the eyes. Then where is the problem? Yes or no? But we don't have that. I mean, at least I don't have that realization. So we shouldn't ask. You know? But actually, but thing is, um, problems purifiers. The example of mountain peaks being covered by incessant rain is just suitable for when a mountain is covered by incessant rain, all dirty things are washed from the body of the mountain. Similarly, so so that's the reason when actually if you remember this point, yesterday I was quoting actually Srila Prabhupada, I'll build a temple. When Mr. I don't want to use name, they would say N. So when he sold his land, to few people, including Prabhupada. He underestimated Prabhupada actually. That is spiritual determination. Dhrutyaya dharayate mana pranendriya kriya yogina vyabhicharinya dhrutisa parda satvike. That determination supported by the power of yoga. mana pranendriya kriya yogina avyabhicharana. अरे पीछे मुड़ने का नहीं. I will not. No matter what. She is actually same determination you can see with Prahlad. Prahlad had to say, Dad, please chodo. Leave me. Prahlad didn't. Prahlad did not develop hatredness towards his father. Prahlad was always respectful. And Prahlad is fully Krishna conscious. That is when Prahlad got. Can you imagine? Somebody is throwing you from mountain peaks. They threw Prahlad from the mountain peak and you see Prahlad walking and going away. I mean, you'll become scared actually. Scared of that person. So, problems strengthen our resolve. But for that, we should regularly listen. Listen this type of stories. Listen Srila Prabhupada's resolve. Srila Prabhupada told one day Vishaka Mataji, Prabhupada I think, what is that word? Drashta. He knows. So the other lawyer convinced ISKCON lawyer, you cannot fight with him, they'll give you the money back, chodo. So all our ISKCON leaders, they're innocent, they don't know that Indian intelligence. Then Prabhupada told, you go to, right now, Prabhupada in Gujarat, you go take the train, go to Mumbai, tell them not to sign. After Prabhupada said this, maybe 2 hours later, they already signed. And the lawyer gave signed. Okay, all right, give the money back, we'll give it to you. The next day morning, she came and said, Prabhupada is telling not to sign. Yesterday night we signed. Prabhupada hung the phone. Prabhupada was upset. Prabhupada still we are in the possession of the property. No problem. So that is how Krishna wants to glorify, And Krishna wants to glorify. So you gave up you put your neck in the hands of the opposite party who was holding the sword. Prabhupada still we are in the possession of the land. Oh, what a determination, huh? Prabhupada said, I told Krishna I'll give him a temple. There is no question. I told Krishna I'll give him a temple. So that is determination. Not that Prabhupada did not. Prabhupada had diabetes. Prabhupada had health issues, But Prabhupada never gave it up. and I was giving class in Second Avenue. Then I read, to please Lord Chaitanya, I have no problem going to hell. This is Gopi statement. So, I mean, even if like of course fear is there to the extent we are in the bodily consciousness, that much extent fear is there. But let me tell you, because you are scared, problem will not give you up. Problems will come to you, whether you are scared or not. Face courageously. Yes, sir. How many of you agree? That's it. You know? Then when Krishna is pleased with your endeavor, Krishna is pleased with your sincerity, then Krishna will give you that consciousness where you are unaffected by the externals. One day, this Prabhu told Gopal Krishna Maharaj, I'll drive. Yes, you can drive. And this Prabhu told, Prabhu, I'll fill the gas and come. And the secretary said, Maharaj is going to come in 5 minutes. If you go, Maharaj comes out, he'll be upset, right? He said, I need 5 minutes to fill the gas. No, Maharaj is coming in a minute. He said like this and made him wait 2 hours. Finally, Maharaj came, got into the car, and he's how far? Maybe an hour. Are gas is not enough. What you will do? You'll turn the AC off first. This is India, AC switched off. And so you'll drive carefully, put on the cruise. I don't think that car had cruise those days anyway. So Maharaj said, what's the problem? So he would put AC on for some time and switch it off. Because he understood something wrong. Then this Prabhu confessed, Maharaj, the gas is less and we don't want to, I'm trying this, saying the gas, I'm sure you're feeling inconvenience. Maharaj said, heat and cold, kuch farak nahi padta. He said that. It's very hot or cold, it doesn't matter. You try. Wow. Means he transcended the platform even that many years ago. So, because a person who is very focused, so one day somebody went to Jayananda and said, Jayananda Prabhu, how to become a pure devotee? Something like that. Jayananda Prabhu said, I don't think all these things. I'm always focused on how to serve Prabhupada. That's it. Actually, if you are that much focused, that's a proof you're under internal energy. One has to be fully focused. As long as you have your own plans to do what you want to do, then, to the extent we are not focused, that much extent we are in the grips of mental energy. Haldar statement actually this one. A person who is under the influence of Yogamaya always keeps on thinking, how will I do, how will I do it, how will I do it, how will I do it. When you see other problems, here your problems. I mean, devotees' problems as your problems will go down. If that is not there, if you're not focused on on Guru's instructions, you'll focus on your mind's instructions. When your mind instructions you are focusing, it means we are in fully Mahamaya. And actually, when we are on the mental platform, one devotee recently told me, to the extent you don't use mind, that much extent your chanting is very good. That much extent the speed also will increase. I said, hey, amazing. In 10 years you realized it. Good. Some people think they are mind. So mind keeps on telling them, do this, do this, do this. Then you are always with mind only. Then see the beginners chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, one mantra, next 2 rounds with your Maya. That one mantra again. But slowly it will improve. 10 mantras, 20 mantras, 1 round I can chant fully. I can chant 2 rounds fully without deviation. So likewise, then that is there. Means, or I can fully hear Doesn't mean you become a pure devotee. There's a different point. As long as ego is there, we are not. So to the extent we are focused, that much extent we are saved. That is Lord Chaitanya's contribution. Lord Chaitanya is always, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? Continuous, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? Then where is the room for Maya? Lord Chaitanya behavior as a devotee is very, very unique. Is Krishna himself coming as a devotee. So because he is coming as a devotee, prachara. He is also doing prachar. Morning prachar, night crying. Morning he would cry for us and prachar, uddhar. In the night, where is Krishna? Where is that intensity? One day he was crying, crying, crying. Suddenly there is no crying. Then Govinda got doubt, opened it. You know, there is no Lord Chaitanya at all. He went through the keyhole. He disappeared. Then they started searching for, searching South Gate, the Simhandwara Gate. And then became pumpkin. So they exhibited that Mahabharata. And all the cows were licking their body, hands, legs, went into like Jagannath. Another day, where is Lord? Where is Krishna? Where is he scratches his face against the walls. I cannot bear that separation. So if you scratch your face against the walls, not like these walls, but separation, intense separation. So if you are on that level, it's very easy to transcend the bodily platform. Very easy to become free from the mental agitations. But of course, that's why actually the gateway to the great way, more or less every session, I speak. To the extent we apply, that much extent we can give up Nadanam Najanam Sundaram. You can give up Dhanam Janam Sundaram. If not, we cannot. There is a gross lust, subtle lust also. Subtle lust is very difficult to give up. Kanaka Kamini Pratishta. Pratishta is subtle. Kanaka and Kamini gross. Puja Pratishta. Adoration, profit, distinction. Very difficult to avoid. What is the medicine? Honestly speaking, I cannot apply, but if you apply, you'll go back to God. Das and das. I won't try. Many times I tried, but I failed. But if you can apply, you'll go back to it. That's what I want to tell today. Thank you very much. Forgive me if I've spoken anything wrong. Any question or comment? Thank you very much. Devotees cleaned, and that's why we were able to continue the class. Otherwise, we could have ended it by quarter time. All the devotees came together. Sangye Shakti. Sup, sup, sup. They finished cleaning up. So it's ready upstairs. Any question or comment? Yes, Prabhu.
Thanks for the class. So, the thing what you said about the problems keep coming, and then we focus and remain unmoved. Then and then Krishna, and then about being saved, kind of a. Then what happens that when we see ourselves, like at work, there may be many employees that who are working for your company or whatever, and all their salaries would depend upon this hardship that is coming to you, and then you have family members. So all of them, we just can't expect all of them also to withstand that thing, this onslaught of trouble that comes to someone who is running a small business. Like,
No. Okay, I'll repeat what you said. So many employees are there. They're all working. They're working under you.
And if I have a problem, my business, it's
Mm.
going to affect all of them. Like, Prabhu, so I may be able to be, I may be able to try my best to apply the teachings of the Bhagavad. But seeing others suffer because of the problems that I get, that means like then eventually the So I might be like, okay, let the business go away. If that's what Krishna wants, let the business get devastated at that point. But then so many other people also will maybe then all I have to think is hey, this is it. Is their karma, so it's happening to them. But so when Krishna, it's just hard, Prabhu. Like theoretically, it's easy. Like as you said in the beginning, giving the class is easy. I mean, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about myself. But applying is just so hard, and especially and problems keep coming again. And personally, for me, at least the problems get only bigger and bigger as time proceeds, or at least at that moment it will fit. So,
I want, if I understood the question correctly, you said you have so many employees, and they have their problems. They are not listening this class, you're listening, but you said your problems are also there. And if it affects the business, just give it up. That is their karma, they lose their jobs and it's their karma. That's what you said, something like that.
so Prabhu, I'm a small businessman.
Ah.
And there are so many problems with my business.
Mm.
And I'm doing my endeavor and patiently waiting for whatever Krishna decides to take it. But the employees who are working in my business, they may not be able to handle it the same way as I.
Question.
So the question is how to do this, because it's not just me alone suffering. It is all the people whom I'm paying salary. They are also suffering because of my failure in being able to run a business.
Okay, yeah, I got you now. Rose, actually, no. Do you know Rishikesh Muftlal, who owns Muftlal Industries? His father is the one who founded it, and as a son, he inherited that. And 1999, the cloth Indian policy on cloth mills changed drastically. Many cloth mills were shut down. And of course, by this time, Muftlal Industries diversified also into other areas, no so chemicals, something. Still, they had a big share in cloth industries. He had 80,000 employees. How many? 80,000. Now, his market share, stock exchange, his share dropped, not dropped, nosedived from sky to the ground. One devotee said, he's dancing in the temple, but for whatever is happening in the stock market, he should commit suicide. Because he had nothing left in the. So this devotee is actually initial devotee, is gone. This devotee, my lord, you kept me till yesterday in a palace-like situation. Today I'm on the road, but I have 80,000 employees. When Monday comes to defend his employees, he would go to work as a warrior. But Saturday, Sunday, to gain strength, he would spend time in the temple doing menial service. One day I went to the temple, I saw him frying puris. A person having 80,000 employees frying puris means very down to earth person. So the point is, you should be like that. You should fight for truth. Truth is what? You have 80,000 employees working under you. They have their families. They cannot come on the road. It's true, we are not the body, but we are living in the body. So families you have to provide a roof, food. So job is needed for everyone. But that is true, job is needed for everyone. But thing is, right now you're not in a position. So weekends you would pray intensely. Then Monday to Friday, that nosedived stock market. I don't think any one of us is in that problem actually. I don't think anyone has 80,000 employees. And because the his company share fell down, so many companies wanted to buy it at a very cheaper price. And they're forcing him to then like acquisition. Actually, today, tamoguna, in the offices. USB. How many of you know this USB? And charge our all. USB has killed so many companies. And we used to have CD players. They were just removed. And these companies, what they do, they stop supporting the maintenance of that. And they bring a new product to make money. Today, greed. If you have good karma, you can control to some extent. So this buying the companies and killing the companies is very common in the metal world. Big snake eats the small snake, big fish eats small fish. But just because because it's like an ego thing. You are there in the market for 4 or 5 decades. Now we are the leaders. One big CEO told me all these things actually. But he kept on praying to Krishna, my Lord. I'm a devotee, I can live in the temple also. He's actually chairman of the temple. So he's willing to stay in one room if everything goes away with his wife and kids. But I have 80,000 employees. My Lord, please protect them. That was a singular motive with which you would go to work. These 80,000 employees should be on the road. So weekends he would work, he would pray and do service in the temple. Weekdays to defend, to uphold the truth. He is thoroughly honest. His employees are honest. He would work hard. You know what happened? The small companies, knowing his character, came and gave him money. And that is how he ran the show and saved himself from bankruptcy. And his employees are still there even today. He didn't close his company. So the moral of the story is for you, one should develop a strong, foundation, spiritual foundation. We are not the doer. Prabhuji, to go from here to New York, it takes 11 hours. You have only 2 things in control: brake and accelerator. Of course, you need gas, credit card, and GPS, of course. But you have no control of traffic jams. You cannot reach in 10, 11 hours. It happened to me many times. So we need to do our job and depend on Krishna. But ego doesn't make us think like that. Things happen, oh, I did it. Things failed, I did it. I am the reason for failure. And then we are depressed. Both are wrong, actually. Krishna is the doer. That is Amar Lila. Some things will happen very well. Thank you, my Lord. Things are failing. Thank you, my Lord. You're really ripping me off. That's very good, actually. Yeah. One devotee, he developed familiarity. So develop familiarity and he started telling devotees, Prabhuji, my chanting is not good, my chanting is not good. Please, he told devotees, please pray to Krishna. So devotees said, they told so many things, Prabhuji, I know, I listen everything, but somehow my chanting is not good. One day, Nirvana, because the devotees intensely prayed for him, this Prabhu is falling down. And this devotee took a turn, the steering froze. In the mountains, when steering freezes, what happens? And that West Virginia mountains. Then the moment his steering froze, he understood. How he called that Hare Krishna mantra? There is no familiarity in the Hare Krishna mantra. Intensely. The car became chutney. Nothing happened to him. Back on track. One cannot underestimate the power of prayer, of devotees, or even your power of prayer. Krishna will help. No, that's my experience.
So can I ask a follow-up question?
Hmm.
So this line you said, Yoga Kshema Vahamiham, but many times it is so hard to feel that at all. Then does it mean that only for a pure devotee,
No.
it applies proportional to the devotional service?
Krishna will not give what we cannot handle. My experience. Krishna doesn't give what we cannot handle. Like I can see, her daughter, Sevini. Mother, oh, she knew. Mother will not give her $100, will not give her car keys. So many things mother will not give. But whatever is needed for her survival, mother provides her, father provides her 10 times more than she needs. I mean, they're willing, they're ready to. As she grows and ready to handle things, then they provide her. Aman, I agree. Same as Krishna. The day we are ready, Krishna gives. When you cannot handle, Krishna will not give. Dhruva did ask. He said, okay, 36,000 years we rule. Because Krishna is also looking for. So, okay. So thing is, the one I told one devotee, Krishna sees that. When you cannot handle, Krishna will not give. When you can handle, Krishna will give. Because Krishna wants you to come back to God. He wants you to come. He doesn't want you to be Krishna. That is Krishna actually. He doesn't want you to be drowned in the ocean of ocean filled with whirlpool of happiness. Metal things are like that. They have no substance. But you need, in a prison, what they do? They give you food so that they'll make you work hard so that you'll get a feel, I should never come here. If you're comfortable there, you'll settle there in the prison. No authority wants that. If you serve a 3-month sentence, you should leave the prison with such a mood, I'll never come back. Then authorities are successful. Krishna is like that type of authority. Krishna, how many of us agree? Krishna has given us enough, more than what we need actually. Oh, definitely. Anything anyone wants to add, otherwise we'll end it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Uh-huh.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then it's pronounced Jashila Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one immature question. How do we stay moment by moment Krishna conscious, Prabhuji? Like all the time.
I don't know because I'm not moving to move. You should ask somebody else. But at least, chant your rounds nicely, attend Bhagavatam class nicely. And I mean, it's theoretical, just whatever I heard repeating. Moment to moment, you should focus pure about this. I also attended Sadhu Sangha for 2 hours. So many exalted devotees, So just listen to the senior devotees' instructions, their lectures, and pick up the good points. And okay, person like you, your family, everyone has family, some career. So you do these things for the pleasure of Krishna. Always one should have 3-4 projects in hand. I should do this, I should do this, I should do this for the pleasure of Krishna. There, if it is for your ego, you're not Krishna conscious. Moment to moment, you're ego conscious. But if you're doing it genuinely for the pleasure of Krishna, you're Krishna conscious. This is not International Society for Krishna activity, Krishna consciousness. It's not easy though. And for that, we should chant our rounds nicely and we should read scriptures and Vaishnava Seva. Krishna Seva and Vaishnava Seva. Then hopefully we'll achieve it one day. That's what I can tell. Anyone wants to add wants to give a better answer? You want to give answer? Question. The
Thank
whole answer to your question.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, last question. True ego means I am servant of Krishna. I am servant of my spiritual master. False ego means you enter with the designations. I am an engineer, I am a doctor, I am a man, I am a woman. I am Dhamma president. I am that, I am this. Upadhis. When you identify yourself with Upadhis, that is it. Also. Today, thank you very much. And we have this ceremony. You should leave. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनं कृष्णस्य वन्दे अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। श्री भगवान की जय। राधा गोपचंद्र भगवान की जय। गीता भगवान की जय। तुलसी महाराज की जय। नरसिंह देव भगवान